Today's other headlines in the Middle East. Israel's far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich announced the approval of a controversial new settlement in the occupied West Bank that's been on ice for decades. The construction of several thousand housing units would connect one of Israel's largest settlements to Jerusalem, but it would also effectively cut the West Bank in two. The Palestinian government and the UN say this will complicate efforts to reach a two-state solution. Several countries, including France and the UK, have said they'll formally recognize a Palestinian state in September. But Smotrich said today the planned settlement, quote, buries that idea.
The time has come to fully apply Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, to forever remove from the table the idea of dividing the land, and to make sure that by September, Europe's hypocrite leaders will simply have nothing to recognize.
Israeli settlements are considered illegal under international law. Today, a State Department spokesperson said, quote, a stable West Bank keeps Israel secure and is in line with this administration's goal to achieve peace. Tropical storm Erin is gradually getting stronger. By tomorrow, it's expected to become the first Atlantic hurricane of the season before intensifying into a Category 3 major hurricane over the weekend. Officials warn Erin will bring heavy rains and dangerous ocean surf to the northern Caribbean. Meantime, clear across the globe, Tropical storm Podul hit the southeastern coast of China with heavy rain, leading to closed schools and canceled court proceedings in Hong Kong. Podul slammed the island of Taiwan as a stronger typhoon yesterday, injuring more than 100 people. One person remains missing after being swept out to sea. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced plans today to open a second immigration detention center in the state. The North Florida facility will be dubbed Deportation Depot and will be housed at a vacant state prison west of Jacksonville that can hold up to 2,000 beds. It comes as the fate of the state's existing makeshift detention center known as Alligator Alcatraz stands before a federal judge. Built on the protected wetlands of the Everglades, at issue is whether that site violates environmental laws. New data today showed wholesale inflation rose unexpectedly last month, a sign that higher prices on store shelves may be soon on the way. That led to a mixed and muted reaction on Wall Street. All three major indices barely budged, starting with the Dow, which lost 11 points. The Nasdaq fell by 0.1%, while the S&P notched a minimal gain. And tonight we mark a milestone. 90 years ago today, then-President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act into law. The Great Depression-era program aimed to provide economic stability for older Americans. 14 presidents later.
So today we celebrate that 90th anniversary of one of the most significant pieces of legislation ever signed into law, the Social Security
President Trump marked the occasion in the Oval Office and claimed he would strengthen Social Security, but his administration has slashed the agency's staffing and, alongside Congress, hasn't proposed a long-term solution to address its depleting reserves. Today, 69 million people are supported by Social Security. A decade from now, that number is projected to reach 82 million. By the year 2034, the program isn't expected to have enough money anymore to pay people full benefits. Still to come on the NewsHour, how countries neighboring Russia have been working to secure their borders, and Texas Democrats who blocked redistricting consider their next move as one special session ends and the governor threatens to call another.
This is the PBS NewsHour from the David M. Rubenstein studio at WETA in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.